breaking news just moments ago. President Trump officially announcing widespread, what he calls reciprocal tariffs, at least 10% on practically all goods coming into the United States.
My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day. In a few moments, I will sign a historic executive order instituting reciprocal tariffs on countries throughout the world.
Big day for the country. President Trump calling it Liberation Day.
Liberation Day.
Liberation Day. The world is watching.
There's some confusion, I think, here about how these tariffs were calculated and what exactly it is that America is calculating when it comes up with these numbers. I'll give you an example. The UK has a trading relationship with America. It currently charges 4% on American goods. America charges 4% on UK goods on average thereabouts. But America has come up with this 10% number. And that seems to be because the Trump administration is bundling in all kinds of other costs.
How do you think tariffs will affect the economy?
They're an act of war to some degree.
BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, who writes an annual chairman's letter required reading for anyone in the markets, wrote some faithful words today. Quote, "I hear it from nearly every client, nearly every leader, nearly every person I talk to. They're more anxious about the economy than any time in recent memory," end quote.
Tomorrow, tariffs 25% on Canada and 25% on Mexico, and that'll...
The Canadian government has rightly retaliated and is rightly retaliating with our own tariffs that will have maximum impact in the United States and minimum impact here in Canada.
A letter that we all received from the National Association of Home Builders very recently, and I'm quoting, "While home building is inherently domestic, builders rely on components produced abroad, with Canada and Mexico representing nearly 25% of building materials imports. Imposing additional tariffs on these imports will lead to higher material costs, which will ultimately be passed on to home buyers in the form of increased housing prices," unquote.
And my government will keep our tariffs on until the Americans show us respect.
The Senate voted 51 to 48 tonight to adopt a resolution aimed at blocking the proposed tariff on Canadian imports. 4 Republicans, I mentioned, crossing the line to vote with Democrats.
How do you think tariffs will impact inflation?
Over time, they're a tax on goods. I mean, you know, the tooth fairy doesn't pay them. I mean, you always have to just, and then what? You always have to ask that question in economics. Always say, and then what?
But what we've seen under his reckless leadership is that costs aren't going down in America. They're going up. Inflation is going up. The stock market is going down. Consumer confidence is going down. And the retirement security of the American people is going down.
Live in London for us. James, how are markets there reacting so far?
Well, Dan, global markets are down, quite simply. When they opened this morning, the Nikkei in Japan, the Borsa in Italy, the FTSE 100 here in London, all down. And European leaders are criticising this. You've got the European Union, the Commission President, Ursula von der Leyen, who said that this threatens chaos and complexity. She said that it threatens the world economy writ large, that millions of people around the world could have their livelihoods upended. They are considering countermeasures already. They've
great harm. They are crashing the economy in real time here in the United States of America.
It's not... do you think that this is in any way just a negotiation tactic that...
Should Americans brace for a recession?
Absolutely not.
Are you expecting a recession this year?
I hate to predict things like that. There is a period of transition because what we're doing is very big. We're bringing wealth back to America. That's a big thing.
Investors so downcast and so negative that people have just given up. They want nothing to do with stocks, nothing to do with this world, because they're sure the White House will keep laying on the tariffs that seem to be wiping out your wealth and my wealth.
This is not Liberation Day in America. It's Recession Day, because Donald Trump's reckless policies are driving us toward a painful recession.